Hey, this is HitBox Dustin, and you are looking at a smashbox, and you are also looking at a Wii Nunchuk controller plugged into the smashbox. Now, the Nunchuk controller is compatible with the smashbox, so if you aren't in love with the red buttons to be your analog stick, but you want the right hand, you can plug in an analog stick and use it with the Nintendo Nunchuk. So this works with third-party nunchucks, and it's a great feature. Recently, before we had bugs and we fixed them all out, so the Nunchuk is currently 100%. So make sure you're on the new firmware 4.03, and I'm going to show you how to use your Nunchuk properly. So on the default settings, it is not in Nunchuk mode, so we have to hold down this button while we power in our smashbox to put it into Nunchuk mode. So that's what I'm going to show you. And to do that best, instead of plugging it into my Switch, I'm going to also show you the detachable cable, because that's how we're going to power up our smashbox. So let me get a better angle for you. Pardon my hands. So pinch and remove. This is the detachable cable. It is buff. It will take abuse, and they are replaceable. So your cord will last you forever. No frills. So what you do is you line up to where it's about to get pushed in, and before you push it in and power it up, we're going to hold down the left analog button. And this, when you plug it into your Switch, which is what we're doing by plugging this cable in, hold it down, and then now we should be in Nunchuk mode. So there we go. The Nunchuk is now working. I'll show you. The Nunchuk is now working. So let me show you some other stuff that you can do. So the Nunchuk is working, and what it does is it disables the analog on these. So you've got a few options. Also, if you unplug it, it goes back into button analog mode, and then when you plug it back in, now that the smashbox is in Nunchuk mode, it lets you pick between the two. So let me show you in our designer software. I got a link at the bottom if you haven't used it yet. This is our software that goes with your smashbox. So what we can do is go through all these tabs. This is the startup one. This is how you customize your angles. We're going to go back to button remapping because you got C-stick options here. And we're going to go to Nunchuk options, and we're going to go map to analog stick. That means your it will be the left analog, and then, or you can choose, like let's say you're playing Metroid Prime, you can map it to C-stick, so that'll be your aimer using the Nunchuk. But we're going to map it and save it as map to analog stick, and we're also going to leave hot swapping enabled. And just to show you, you know how I showed you that it prevents your buttons from being pressed? I'll just check that so we can see. So before I go save changes, let's make sure that I have a USB plugged in, which I do not. So this port right here, I am going to plug in the USB and connect it to my PC. Now that that is connected, let's flash it right directly to my smashbox. So we're going to go over here. We're going to save changes. Yes. So, okay. So what it's doing is it is installing it right to the smashbox. It's not a computer software thing. It is now inside my smashbox, and I can take it with me to go play friendlies or go to a tournament. It is now part of my smashbox. So let's go back to the game. And just to show you, the analog stick works, and the Nunchuk works. So let me get back in the game just to show you. So if I do the thing where I unplug and replug it, I don't have to hold left analog. If I permanently say, you know what, I really like the Nunchuk, now the Nunchuk works all the time. So that's it. That's how you put it into Nunchuk mode. Let me show you how to do button remapping involving the Nunchuk. So let me go back to the designer, and now we're going to go over to the button remapping tab. Now, over here, let's say there's the C and the Z button on the Nunchuk. So let's make this, let's just for example, we're going to make it A. So I'm going to highlight Z, then highlight A, and click Set. And then let's make L C-stick down for melee. So I can hold that down for my ASDI. So let's save changes again. We're still plugged in, so here we go. It's going to flash it right to the smashbox, and it will save the changes, and we'll be able to test them out in the game. So that's done. Let's bring back open the game. Here we are. So Our nunchuck works. Let's try this button since we put it to A. Okay, so this works, and then now C-stick down. So we can choose what these buttons do. We can make this be left analog stick, or we can bind it to C-stick if we want to play shooters. We can make it to where it boots up in nunchuck mode, or whether we want to use it once in a while and we just plug it in so we don't have to use the designer. Like I said, make sure you download Smashbox firmware 4.03 at least. This is the new firmware. I'll have a link in the description. And have fun playing with your nunchuck.